Hey there, planners. Today I am going to be setting up for the week of July 10th in my planner, and I wanted to bring you along with me. I'm also going to be answering some of your questions on my videos recently and talking through those. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, so let me talk about first the sticker kit that I'm going to be using today. It is so gorgeous. This is from Grand Plans, and make sure you check out the description box below because I have a discount code for you to use if you are interested in shopping some of Grand Plans' beautiful sticker kits. They are printable and you can resize them to fit your planner using a Cricut or Silhouette. Absolutely gorgeous from Grand Plans. I have been partnering with Fran over at Grand Plans for the entirety of 2023, and I am loving the partnership. I love the products. It's my definitely my favorite sticker shop. And this is an example of why. Look how beautiful. So summery, park picnic, absolutely gorgeous with all the flowers and the bright colors of summer. Lots of functional boxes, lots of decorative box headers, icons, all kinds of stuff. And then I have some extra washi and stuff for the daily pages that I printed out. So super excited to use this sticker kit. If you want to use the discount code down below, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and then head over to Grand Plans using the link below and enter the coupon code. So I'm going to be setting this up. I'm also going to be talking through some of your questions that you've answered recently or comments that you've made, just things that have stuck out, because I just really love the way Planning Annie subscribers have such great conversations down in the comments below. It's the reason I started this channel in the first place, several years ago. I wanted to connect with a community of people who were as passionate about productivity and planning as I was, and you guys have definitely shown up to the conversation over the last few years. So if you're new to Planning Annie, welcome. I'm super excited you're here. We are a community of planner enthusiasts who love, getting things done, being productive, staying organized through all the seasons of life. We also love our planning supplies. So you're going to see stickers and planners and stationery and pens and all kinds of things there too. So if that sounds like you, hit the subscribe button and become a permanent part of our team. So before I start setting up, I will say I have changed how I use my weekly pages from last month. They're not so much planning, they're more about my scripture writing. So I'm capturing daily scripture writing as well as prayers, blessings, answered prayers, things like that, thoughts on my mind. And so I will be plugging all of that in as we talk about some of your feedback and comments. And so I wanted today to start with a comment. It's more of a comment, a little bit of a question, but more of a comment, but I just thought it was so poignant. And it's on a recent video that I posted about when productivity becomes toxic, because to me, this is so dangerous, and it's something that I have certainly had to wrestle with over, recently, but really over the course of my life. Just that feeling of, wanting to be productive and get things accomplished while also needing to balance that desire with being healthy and, having joy and peace and rest and not always needing to accomplish in order to, feel balanced and worthy. And so I thought this comment was so great. It talks about the commenter feeling the same way, struggling with this too, and really looking into herself about this. And her question is, if I'm not being useful somehow, than what makes me worthy. And gosh, that just, when I read that, it just struck a chord. And, it's a self-reflective comment. It's not that this commenter was actually asking that, but just kind of self-reflecting, like that's sort of the question she's asking herself. And it's certainly the question that I've struggled with, and even struggled to name that question, to acknowledge that question was going on in my mind. And, I just encourage you, if you are someone who struggles with that as well, and, hey, we're a community of people who love planners. So obviously we're very motivated to get things done. So, it's possible that you are struggling with that too. And if you do, I want to encourage you that you're not alone. And if you need, more than just me saying that to know that, go take a look at that video. I'll have it linked down below. And look at all the comments on there of people who also feel like, that's a little bit of a struggle for them. That strong desire to be productive and get things done. And it shows up in different ways for me. It shows up in like, I struggle to sit down and watch a movie or a TV show with my husband or my family members without also doing something else like meal planning or, folding laundry, or like I need to be productive. And I have learned and really had to look into myself this year, particularly, to slow down and embrace rest, because if I am not giving myself that space to rest, then I can't show up 100% to the things that I need to get done. And that's really where it hit home for me, that, I can't be my best and I can't produce my best if I'm not embracing rest and balance in my life. So I just want to encourage, there were so many great comments on that video, and it made me feel better to know that I'm not alone in kind of thinking about that and struggling with that. So if you're struggling with that too, just want to encourage you and say, let's encourage each other, and embrace the rest. Look for ways to embrace the rest. Acknowledging that that's something that you struggle with is, a good first step. Certainly was for me anyway. So definitely appreciate all the comments on that video and just the honesty and transparency that you all shared in that video. All right, for another question that I wanted to talk through here, you guys know how much I love printable stickers, and that I use those almost exclusively, with the exception of some like icons and things like that. I use those here in my planner. I had a question on a video that I made all about how to resize stickers, because I think that is like the real benefit of buying printable stickers, is that once I buy, I bought this set. I printed it so that it would fit, which I'm seeing right now. I needed it to be a bit wider. But anyway, I bought it so that I could print it to fit this Erin Condren. But if I was to switch over to a Hobonichi Cousin or a Happy Planner, I could resize the stickers. I can make them bigger, wider, longer, whatever I need to do. So that is what is so handy to me. I absolutely love that aspect of having, printable stickers. I did a video on how I resized those stickers, and I got a question from one of the subscribers about, they had purchased stickers from a shop, and those stickers, when they tried to print them, those stickers did not print right because there were like holes. There were a bunch of like intricate cuts in the center of the sticker. That shop was the Planner Shack, and I only mention it because the person who made the comment specifically mentioned it. Well, I had that same experience with the Planner Shack stickers. When I bought them, my Cricut would not cut the square around the sticker. It was cutting all kinds of weird holes in the middle. Well, one thing that's really important to know about printable stickers is you have to pay attention to the listing, whether it talks about if the sticker is made for Cricut or Silhouette. Those are two very different products with two very different softwares and require different things. I do not have a Silhouette, so I cannot speak to what a Silhouette needs or how it works. But I do know that the Planner Shack stickers set that I bought clearly stated that they don't have a Cricut and don't know if it works, can't provide support for Cricut users. And when I purchased it, it didn't work. And that's because this image had sort of pixelated holes in it that the Cricut was recognizing and trying to cut out. So anyway, it's difficult to explain. There is a workaround when you have the Cricut if the person who's selling them has provided you with blackout files, but it's tricky, and I'm considering doing a video about that in case there are others of you who are running into this issue. I would love to hear from you. Is this something that you would like to hear more about? You know, is it an issue that others of you have? Because if so, I could try to do a video about this if it would be helpful. You know, how to fix that, because there are some workarounds if you've picked up a sticker kit that is made for Silhouette and you have a Cricut and you're having problems. There are some workarounds, but it's tricky. So let me know in the comments below if that's something you guys would be interested in. My main piece of advice is when you're buying sticker kits from Etsy, for example, that's where I get most of mine, and you know, Grand Plans being one of my very favorite shops. Make sure you pay attention to either the store about information or the information on the sticker kit, because it will typically say right there whether this sticker kit is made for Cricut, Silhouette, or both. And you should, for the Cricut at least, be able to see PNG files that are made for Cricut. So that's my piece of advice there. All right, this question actually comes to me a lot. And it's not just one question, it's many questions. It showed up most recently on my tour of OneNote for Work. I went through exactly how I use OneNote for Work, and of course I can't share the actual OneNote, so I shared like an example that I had recreated. And the question that I got was, would I be willing to sell the OneNote template you know, for others to use? I also get this question. I have a series of videos on how to build your own digital planner for GoodNotes using Procreate or Canva. And I get questions all the time, so many questions. People email me with questions, this question, you know, lots and lots of questions about, would I be willing to build a digital planner or sell a digital planner that I set up for someone else. And so I just want to speak to this in general. So I love helping people out, and it is so hard for me to tell folks when they ask me, you know, would I be willing to sell it? Like I would love to just be able to do that. But the problem is I have a full-time job and a career, and I'm a leader in an organization, and it is a lot. My career takes a lot of my time, and you know, this also, Planning Annie, takes a lot of time. If you're not a content creator, it may be difficult to understand how much time it takes to create content, and it's a labor of love, because I mean, yes, you can make revenue from Google Ads or, you know, sponsorships, things like that, which I don't do a lot of that, but mainly because I don't have time. But really, you're just doing it because you love it. I started this channel because I love talking about you know, my planners and my planner system, and I wanted to connect with other people who felt that way. And so while I absolutely would love sell folks the stuff that I make and, you know, make extra income, stuff like that, I genuinely do not have the time. I just do not have the time to manage another thing right now. I hope one day that I will be able to, and maybe it's my plan B for when I'm done with my, you know, with my career, you know, when I retire, which I know is a number of years away. Maybe that's a plan B, but for right now, it's definitely not something I can do. I try really hard to teach. So things that I have, like, I'm not a planner designer. I'm not a digital, you know, good notes technology expert, but I do just like to figure things out on my own. I like to DIY stuff. You see that in my channel. So I try as much as possible to share things that I figured out with you. So please, if you ever see something I'm sharing and you're interested in how, like a bit more detail, a level down of detail, DIY and how I did it, please let me know, because I love doing that. I love sharing that type of information with you all. So definitely let me know. All right, the last question I got that I will answer, I actually got this several different places at different times. I use icons a lot in my Notion setup, as well as in my OneNote for work, and I'll have a couple of videos listed down below. But every time I share anything where I have used icons, I get the question about how did I get those icons in there? Is there some sort of special app or pack? The way I do this is typically on my laptop keyboard. I have a Windows-based machine, not an Apple machine. So you can do this on Apple. I just don't know what the process is to do this on Apple. But I use a keyboard shortcut, which is, and I'll have this on the screen so you can actually see, but it's the Windows key plus the period sign. So pressing those two together will bring up on any Windows computer the icon options, and then you can just use your mouse to select the icons. So the way that I use this, where folks are seeing this, is if I, like in OneNote, when I have a page and I want to make that page stand out in the list of pages, in the navigation list of pages. So for example, on my weekly planning page, I actually put the icon for a push pin, like, you know, like kind of like Pinterest, you know, the push pin. I put that icon in front of the title of the page. So there, that way it stands out to me that that is that page. Also, icons are very popular on Notion. As Notion grows and you have more and more pages and databases, the icons really help you identify what you're looking for. So for example, I have a page and a database in Notion that's devoted to my daughter's volleyball. I have the icon of the volleyball. So that helps me like visually clue into where it is. So that's the way I use icons. I find them really helpful. That's how I get them. You can absolutely do that as a Mac user, but again, I don't know what the shortcut is. It's easy to Google what is the shortcut, keyboard shortcut for icons on an Apple computer as well. All right, so here is my setup for the week. And again, I am using this for scripture study. What I will use the top space for is either a prayer or a praise or answered prayer, something like that. And I'll just put a little title there so I know what it is. And then down here is where I actually write out the verse of the day and then put the, you know, the what is the verse. This is my list of verses to write, so that's how I'll use this section. This is new. I'm trying this out for the month of July, and I will let you know how it goes at the end of the month. But this is the setup that I'm using with this gorgeous kit from Grand Plans. Again, all that information will be down in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed hearing some of the Q&A. I absolutely love your questions, and I tried to pick questions that are a little bit difficult to answer in words in a reply, and were easier to talk through. So keep those questions questions coming. I love the engagement, and I love how you all jump in and answer each other's questions. So also continue to do that. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Plannin' Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.